Hello, welcome, gorgeous people. I have never done a YouTube live before, and here we are. Okay. I got to a point where I did a lot of Facebook lives for many years and just didn't do YouTube. I don't know. It's just a different platform. That's all it is. And anyway, here I am. Okay, just wiping my camera. Excuse me. All right. So, welcome. We're doing the energy. What's your energy doing at the moment? Everything is energy. It's funny, I'm literally just doing a different platform and I'm feeling like it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So, I shall breathe. I'm actually in the house because my internet's not 100% great. And I was always waiting to do YouTube like it would be this big deal. I would put emails out and tell everybody, and I had all this idea in my head, and I was just procrastinating, basically procrastinating. So today I'm just like, F it. I'm here, I'm doing it. I'm in the office in the house, which has got the dog's bed behind me. And I'm just like, who cares? We can procrastinate as much as we like. And that's basically just wasting time. So, welcome. How has your week been, beautifuls? I am just having a look at my picture of the three plants, I guess, leaves that were your choice this week to choose. Okay. Now, the last week, I want to talk about the energy of the week. This year, we're very much in a time of truth coming out. Truth coming out. We're being forced to be honest with ourselves. We're being forced to really stop ignoring things around us for the convenience, and we're being pushed into really taking ownership of our worlds. Ownership of our worlds. So, in that energy. I know that we're all reassessing what our reality is, what our truth is, the people that we've become, the people that we're with, and also the people that we are in our relationships. The people that we are in our relationships. Okay. So let's get to it. Let's choose one, two, or three. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Usually, my beautiful Shay does some editing for me and shows which energy or one, two, or three you can choose. So, this is just my phone showing you the pictures one, two, or three. And I'm going to tune into each of these. So, if you haven't chosen one, just take a look. I am so not IT savvy, right? This is probably where I should get the edit in. What I will do at the end of this, though, is tell you exactly where one, two, and three is. So I'll put the timestamps in the description once I post it later if you're not watching it now live, which is completely fine. So, number one, take a look at that. All right. Number one, two, or three. All right. I'm going to put it there because I like to tune into number one before I start with the reading. Okay, beautiful. All right. So this is for you who chose number one. Oh, straight away my throat constricts. My throat constricts. I feel as though whether this is something physical or whether this is something out of just nervousness, I feel like it's inconvenient to speak at the moment for you. It's like you're really holding your words back. You've got so much to say. And it's because it's out of, I want to just say it's out of frustration. There's words here that you want to out of frustration. Now, the first card we get for you is the healing heart. So, do we want to share these words? Let's sit with that for a moment. We've got the healing heart. I'm going to pull out three cards. It feels like there's pain around this area. So, this is a general reading. What resonates? It's not, you won't, not everything will land with you. But I know that with card number one, I feel constricted, restricted by my words, constricted by my voice. So whether it's something, if you've got laryngitis, or whether or not you've just got a sore throat, or whether or not you feel that you can't speak your truth, because I feel like this is going up almost into my head. So I feel like I've got a bit of a headache. We get the balance card next, balance. And then the third one is your ancestors. Your ancestors. What energy is going on with you at the moment? So let's get right into this for you. All right. So I feel a little bit anxious, to be honest. I feel a little bit oh, fidgety. I feel a bit excited. And I feel all these feelings, and they're all like almost conflicting. So one minute I'm good, next minute I'm anxious, next minute I'm back on, and sort of chopping and changing. So your moods are moving around a little bit. Now, the first card you get is the healing heart. So I know your energy at the moment is very nurturing, because out of everything here, it's the acceptance that stands out for me. Now, I teach, intuition and psychic mediumship and that type of thing. And what I know is that every card that I pull for someone, something comes out differently, if that makes sense. So I could pull this card for one person and the yellow card would stand out. But today, what's standing out is simply the words. So I know for you, there's some accepting of scenarios around you, accepting of, whether this is a job, a relationship at home, accepting of yourself, and maybe just the fact that the words that you've got to speak are not being heard, or the right audience isn't in front of you, or they just don't care what you have to say. It feels as though you've got to really choose your tribe as to who you want to speak to. Don't just go speaking to anybody willy-nilly. You need to understand who your audience is. And I feel like when I say audience, I feel like the person that's receiving your words. Now, I do know that there's a little bit of self-sabotage going on for you, as if to say, well, you've got this block here, the words need to be coming out, yet they're being pushed down. So I feel like you're pushing your energy inward down. So I'm heavy in my head, but I feel blocked here. So there's an acceptance. When you accept things that are happening around you, and it doesn't mean that you're okay with them. It doesn't mean you're okay with them, but there's an acceptance where you go, there's so much out of my control. Not everything's in my control. And when you accept that, you'll realize that all you can really control is your attitude and the words coming out of your mouth. So when you're knowing what battles are worth your while, you'll feel the warmth coming back into your heart. And I really feel like the energy here for you is a little bit anxious, it's a little bit scattered, and you're definitely in a big curveball into a big healing at the moment, a personal self-healing, one you can't even really explain externally. There's stuff going on with you inside. I know, speaking with clients, and my personal experience over the last 2 weeks specifically has been a roller coaster of a bit of a shit show, to be honest. But it's not so much externally, it's more been internal, like a bit of an internal storm. And I feel that energy with number one. Is balance. So when you are a little bit more compassionate's the word. Yeah. Compassion, not only for others, but for yourself. You're going to just give yourself a freaking break. It's interesting because most of you would know that I'm also an EFT practitioner. So when we tap, we say some real powerful words like, I deeply love and accept myself. I deeply forgive myself, those type of things. But only about 2 years ago, I found a new mentor who actually changed those words around to I soothe and comfort myself. So I now, add a little bit of love and accept myself, but the soothe and comfort myself. And I know that right now, and this card, I didn't even know, it says self-care on it as well. I know there's an aspect of soothing and comforting yourself. Soothing and comforting yourself, whatever that may be. Now, be very mindful where you get your comfort. Be mindful that where you get your comfort needs to come from a place of love, and it's going to make you feel better. Because I know, for instance, when I have a comfort food, it's not worth it for me. And my comfort food might be something like cheese, and my body does not like cheese. But if I, want to have a champagne, for example, I know that I can have, a couple and I'll be okay. If I have 2 bottles, I won't be. So just be very mindful what you choose as your comfort, and a little bit of everything is fine. But the balance, I feel like you're tipping over up until now with what is comfort and what is self-sabotage. There's two, it's like you've just got this fine line, like it's very much balancing on that. And you don't want to tip over. And Spirit's here to say that your energy's been a little bit messy lately. And just to know that they're here holding you, just balancing you, giving you that little bit of safety. There's a safety net. And I know that you must have been talking to your ancestors or your loved ones, because your ancestors cards come in just here now too. And with your ancestors, they're very close. So it may very well be that there's something that is almost like a bad habit ancestrally. Like, and again, this is general, and this is just purely an example, and it will resonate for some of you, but there may very well be a ancestral alcoholism, for example, like your parents, your grandparents, that type of thing, and you're now getting to the point where you're breaking this ancestral line. So there's something with an addictive behavior here that's breaking. I see like a spirit showing me in my mind's eye. It's almost like a rock that you drop and it just shatters into dust, like it's breaking something that's very heavy, and it's you're the one that's breaking the ancestral ties here, nobody else. And it's because you don't want this to carry on to anybody outside of you. But when we heal here and now, we heal those that have come before us and those that come after us. And you're definitely doing the work. You know what to do. You're doing bit by bit. So don't get too overwhelmed. See, overwhelm is something that comes in with you too. I feel like sometimes you get on track and you think, oh, I'm doing really good. I'm doing so good that I'll just have a little bit of this or a little bit of that. And then you have a little bit too much. And then next thing you know, you're back feeling like you haven't even started. So I know that. But I just want to get one more card, because you've got a lot of spirit help here. You've got a lot of ancestral help here as well. Okay. Shaylee, is that how I say your name? Hello, welcome, beautiful. Okay. Angelic protection. Of course it is. Know that your spirit is here to help you through this. And I feel like it's just some messy energy that's just breaking up now, because and here in the southern hemisphere, we're 1 week away from spring. The blossoms are already blossoming and the birds are already singing. Like, we've got a very fresh start here. And I know for yourself that you're very much protected, and spirit wants to step in to let you know that, just to remind you of how far you've come, and the fact that every single day is a brand new day, and you can step into it so much more, because you've got the healing heart, my darling. You've got the healing heart. You've got big love, and spirit just wants to come in to let you know, just one step at a time. Don't get too overwhelmed, and the balance needs to be there, because you're breaking the chains, and spirit's here just supporting you, holding your back along the way. And that, my darling, is your energy reading for number 1. And I didn't say at the start also that I've got a competition in August for a free one-on-one reading, which I'll tell you how to enter at the end of this each month. And you go back and have a look at all the weekly readings on my YouTube channel here, and I share with you how to enter each week. So you can enter every week, and at the end of the month, and we're 11 days away, I will be drawing one of you lucky winners for a one-on-one reading with me. So let's get to number 2. So I'm just going to have a quick look at number 2 so I can tune in again. Okay. Number 2 energy. It's very different to number 1. It's very different to number 1. Oh, this is fun. I love this chat. Just having a look here. Welcome to live chat. Okay, yep. Okay. Number 2. I feel a bit calm with this one. I won't lie. I wanna say that I feel a little bit sure of myself, actually. Hmm, interesting. Let's pull some more cards because I'm not sure why I'm sure of myself because I don't feel like I've done anything major. I don't feel like I've made any big decisions or done anything major. But I certainly feel very powerful here. I like it. Okay, we've got uncontrolled feelings, which is the first card. Uncontrolled feelings, currents of emotion. That looks quite chaotic, that card, but I'm not feeling that. Spirit mentors and teachers. Very handsome, I will not lie. And what do we got here? Family tree, expansion and legacy. All right. So the energy for number 2 is very calm, very centered, very sure of myself. I feel that with you, had you picked number 2. I hope my internet's not playing up. I just felt like I needed to say that. So if it has been jolting along the way and you're still hanging in there, thank you. I feel very composed in this energy. I feel quite nice. The first card we get is the currents of emotions, uncontrolled feelings. Now, I feel as though this is behind you. And I feel as though there had been quite a chaotic time of late for you where you've basically jumped off the roller coaster. That's how I see it. It's like you've jumped off the roller coaster. You just didn't want to be part of it anymore. I don't know if you actually made that conscious decision, though. I think you just did it innately. Whether this was out of exhaustion or frustration, I'm not feeling any of that. I'm not feeling annoyed. I'm not feeling. It's like all of a sudden you've just made peace. You've just made peace with where you're at. Whether or not you've just had a major birthday, some of you, like, the 40, 45, 50, 55, the big numbers. And the gratitude that I'm feeling, that's the energy for number 2. It's a grateful gratitude feeling, attitude of gratitude, the grateful energy. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's because of what you've been through. You know when it's time to switch on and be reactive and all the rest of it, but you're not doing that. You've actually stepped back and you've just gone, you know what? I'm not going to look for the issues. I'm not going to jump into the bullshit anymore. I'm going to sit back and be grateful for what I've achieved, what I've established, what I am, who I am. There's this growth. There's this expansion going on. Your next card is the talent guides. I want to say what you're doing right now is a talent, but you don't feel that. It's just who you are. You're actually really designed for the spotlight, aren't you? You're actually designed for the spotlight. Is this something you've just decided to get back into, maybe? Or whether you want to share what you know? You do. You do. That's what this is. You're no longer going to be the victim, are you? You're now decided to take back control of your universe. Absolutely gorgeous. What are you doing that's different? I feel like some of you are even teaming up with siblings, which is, not for everyone. Siblings or family members, and you're creating something, whether or not, you play instruments or you work for each other, but it's entertaining. It's entertaining what you do. It's like you've just reawakened something you wanted to do as a child or you used to do, but you got too busy and you're getting back into your solar plexus very much so. And you know what? Because this is a general reading and quite a few people do listen to these readings, take what resonates. But I feel as though there's been people here that have had some medical issues around the solar plexus area, which is now healing. And I feel like this is physical. There's a lot of different things that can happen in that area. But I also know you've been putting a lot of love and light into that area yourself. But the creative, I just feel like this beam of energy coming straight from your gut. It's coming from your wisdom, from your experience, from you knowing that you've had enough bullshit and it's now time for you to glow. It's time for you to shine. It's time for you to step up and be in that spotlight and just not give a shit what other people think. And those people that tend to pull us down are people that they had what we have. But so you come from a place of gratitude now. And in that space, you can only inspire the right people. And if you threaten the others, they'll fall away. But in your energy that I've got here right now, it's like, who cares? The people will come as I grow. And the family tree. And I know I did pull this card out before, but I gave it no thought. But I do know, I feel like there's a family connection here where there's a reunion. Or, whether or not there's a bond, or even if you're in a place of starting a business and a family member has lent you finances, like there's some connection here that is helping you create. There's a beautiful commitment here, and it's really, really nice. And it may very well be that you're just planning whatever the next move you make is to set your family up financially, or have that the word legacy is in this card as well. But the transformation that you've gone through has been significant. Like, you're not the same person. You're really, really, the power that I feel in this energy is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Keep remembering who you are. Keep remembering who you are. And as I speak of family, I can hear my kids outside playing. And I know that whatever this is for the ones that you absolutely love. There's a connection, and it may not be blood relatives, but they're definitely people you consider family. And that's what gets you going every day. But this energy, I just love it. The gratitude and it's like, oh, a nice big cuddle. So let me just pull one more card out of my other deck. So just so you know, the Energy and Spirit Oracle is the one that I'm using today for our 3 cards, and I'm just pulling a separate card just for the angel guide, just to tie them up. Ask and receive. Ask and receive. Now, this can be just asking yourself what you need from yourself too. Because you know what? It's funny. The other day, I was not feeling 100%. I was in bed and I knew what I wanted. I just wanted an ice pack for my head. I wanted some warm soup, and I probably wanted a cuddle. But nobody was home. But I knew exactly what I wanted to ask for. But there was nowhere to ask. And the funny thing is, and I say that to you because there are people around you, but sometimes we don't ask for what we want. And for you to keep this momentum, do not forget to ask. You know what? I hate cleaning showers. I actually have a beautiful cleaner that comes once a month just to clean my showers because I bloody hate it. And the floors, and changes the linen. Just the 3 things that waste my freaking time. And she's amazing at it. And not all of us are in that situation where we can do things like that. But what is it that you are wasting your time doing that isn't part of your energy right now that's grateful? And maybe ask, because there'll be something else someone else needs that you can do gratefully. So just keep that momentum going, because you're really in a beautiful space now, and you're the one that's done the hard yards. So keep that up and keep healing. You're doing beautifully. And that is your energy reading for number 2. Whew. That's big healing, that energy too. I could really feel the healing. All right. Okay, let's go to number 3. I've got to look at the picture here. Excuse me a second. Oh, gosh. My kids are being so loud out there. wonder if you can even hear them. All right, number 3. Number 3. Okay. Number 3. 3. I can feel you. Number 3, I really feel like you're at the start again. That's how it feels energetically. You feel like you're at the start again. We're never at the start again, my darlings. I always liken it to going upstairs, right? We're always continually going upstairs. Sometimes we just stay on that step for a while before we go up it again, but we don't go backwards. I don't care what anyone says. We do not, because we've got so much wisdom and experience and all the rest of it. And I know right now you've just been hanging out on that step and you're ready to step up again. But there's a little bit of fear here, a little bit of the energy I get is anticipation. So it's exciting, but at the start of this video, I was rabbiting on, I don't even say that word, rabbiting on about, going live on YouTube and how much of a big deal it is. And it's like, I used to just always do live on Facebook. That was safe. But now this is YouTube. Like, who cares? It's just a platform. So here I was making all these excuses up. And perfectionism is just procrastination. And I feel as though you're really pulling yourself back out of the idea of what if I get it wrong? What if I'm not good enough? What if, God forbid, I fail? Let's pull some cards. Confusion. Here's your first card. Emotional desert. Gosh, I should throw that away. That's flung out of my hands. And balance, which is similar to, I think it was reading 1. Balance. All right. So energy number 3. You're giving yourself a hiding, an emotional hiding. It's almost like you're just saying that you're basing your next move on your past experiences. I speak about Joe Dispenza a lot, Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I feel as though I want to say, get your head right, get a checkup from the neck up. And it's just your thoughts based on the fears, insecurities, and worrying about what everybody else thinks that's stopping you here. Because when you get out of your head and get right into your body, you are exactly where you need to be. Exactly. Because I feel as though the next step is the birth of something wonderful. Something wonderful. So being a general reading, this could be a relationship, this could be a job, this could be, stepping into going out on your own, leaving a relationship or leaving a job. Like, there's so many things here. And the thing is, at the end of the day, and this is what I do to some of my clients, I get them to write their own eulogy. Interesting thing to do, right? But you want that eulogy to sound bloody good, that you lived your life. And we all do. So every day we're writing our eulogy. So what up until now would it say? What do you want to add into it? Because it's not too late. And I feel as though you're looking at the time going tick, 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 and giving yourself, you should have been further by this stage. And the self-talk here is actually quite debilitating. For some reason, I'm shuffling the same deck. I must be getting another card. I want to get another card just for this. Oh, gorgeous. Okay. We've got Archangel Raguel. How do you say that? Raguel. These archangels are bloody sexy, aren't they? But he wants to come through just as I'm saying all of this, because you've got big, I call the archangels the big guns. You've got a lot of angelic help here. He's all about justice, harmony, and solutions. He wants to talk about your confusion, saying that when you're confused, it's like not saying, if I'm going to do it, it's when or how. They're the type of things you want to start working with someone like Dr. Joe Dispenza or something like that to get your words right. Speak as if that you've already got it, right? I had something else and it just went. I had something else and it just went. That's all right. I'll get there. Actually, I've got a few events coming up too. That's what I got. I feel like almost in the middle of your reading, I'm going to tell you about a couple of events. Now, if you are in Victoria, Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, there's a few events. I'll tell you fully about them at the end, but for now, I want you guys specifically, for some reason, to check them out. I'll be doing audience readings in Greensboro. There's a 4-hour healing workshop in Emerald with myself and Tracy B. And she does spinal energetics, and I'll be bringing spirit through. And that's September the 9th in Emerald, Victoria. And at the end of October, I've got a 3-day, 2-night weekend retreat where you can connect with spirit and enhance your intuition and enhance your psychic abilities and your mediumship and breath work and healing, because there's something here that's blocking you. And I feel as though any of those events would only help you trust. There's a trust factor that's blocking you here. The next card you get is the emotional desert. And it's like emotions are inconvenient. There's, look at that. It even says inactivity and isolation. So there's a part of you that's just like, it's easy just to switch off almost. It's funny. I just actually turned the screen off. Oh, there it is. I actually shut down the screen just then while I was talking about inactivity and isolation. So that's just confirmation. We can't ignore these things. So there's this emotional stagnant feeling that I get with you. And spirit saying that we're here, there's all these opportunities for you to really move that energy through. Because again, we get the balance card. It's all about balance, because you're at a point of standstill, but it's just before a rebirth. And it's not only with your external, this is internally what's going on with you personally at the moment, because the growth and expansion that's happening with you at the moment is quite substantial. And in that, the confusion comes, the overwhelm comes as well. So you've had a bit of a rough road, I won't lie. This one, out of all the 3 readings, feels almost the toughest, but you wouldn't have been drawn to it if you weren't ready to take that step up, the next step, because of this. It's all spiritual growth. This is all spiritual growth. I teach Reiki as well, right? And it's funny because we do Reiki 1, and that's all about. So a lot of us crack open. There's, things that we have to look at, things that surface and all that type of thing, because we want to be a clear channel to communicate with spirit. Then Reiki 2 is about sharing it. So, it's not, the road's sometimes not as bumpy. And then you get to Masters and sometimes you feel a little bit messy again. And it's all it is realigning with that new frequency. And Reiki or not Reiki, that was just an example. That's what's happening with you at the moment. You're at this point where you're just shifting old stories, old self-sabotaging thoughts. And in that, it can be confusing, and then nothing, standstill, and then confusion, and then numbness, and that type of thing. And now you're just going, you know what, I'll just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And you're getting the balance back. It's actually a really nice reading, believe it or not, because Spirit's coming to say, start communicating. A little bit of meditation wouldn't hurt at all. And I feel like I just want to get one more card for you. One more card for you. Watch what you're eating, by the way. I all of a sudden got a pang in my tummy, so I know I'm eating something in this energy that's not good for me. Community. Be around like-minded people. That's really going to help you, because over here in these type of cards here, that's pushing people away. That's like going, oh, it's all too hard, I can't be bothered. But Spirit's saying it's time for you to gather with the people. gather with the people, or be the gatherer. Even be the gatherer. Call the people. Have a couple of people over, or do an outing, or go to a like-minded event. That's really what's going on here. And that, my darling, is your reading for energy number 3. So that's all the energies that I wanted to share with you this week. Now, don't forget, I have all the events that are coming up soon. So they're all based in Victoria, in Australia. So the first one, thank you. Shay has shared the link that will take you to all my upcoming events. So I have the evening of readings for the audience, the Soul Connections, which is September the 1st. It's the first Friday of every month. I think it's September the 1st, and the next one is October 6th in Greensboro. Now, that's just a couple of hours, and it's a nice event. That's fun, that one. Then we have a 4-hour healing journey, and that is Saturday, September the 9th from 11:30 a.m. for 4 hours in Emerald. That's with myself and Tracy B. She'll be doing spinal energetics, which is moving energy through you. Oh, I love spinal energetics. And I'll also bring spirit through, and we will do some meditations to work with our spirit team and have a beautiful, magical day. And then at the end of October in Healesville, the Yarra Valley, Friday the 26th until, I think it's 27th, till Sunday the 29th, 2 nights. That one's a full weekend of beautiful workshops, food and accommodation, all included. And the team of facilitators that are going to be working there are astounding. We're going to do breath work. We're going to do cacao ceremonies. We're going to do mediumship development. A lot of beautiful stuff. And please click on the links and have a look at the facilitators that will be there, everything that's offered. And we've got early bird ticket prices and deals for all those events. So check them all out. But don't forget that I like to give away a free reading each month. So this month, what I would love you to do in the comments below, go into the draw. At the end of the month, I'll pull one person out to win a free reading with me. So I want you to write something that you're proud of, something that you are grateful of, something that you really need to do a shout out about. And it could be that you've just got a loving heart. It could be that, you're a good person. You're happy with the work that you provide, or whatever it might be. So give yourself a shout out. Anybody who comments on here and gives themselves a shout out will be going in for the draw of a one-on-one reading at the end of the month. Thank you very much for tuning in, beautifuls. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and all those YouTube algorithm things. Please see me again next time on here. I'll try to do another stream. Take care. Be kind to others, but especially be kind to yourself, because you are a beautiful soul. Peace out.